everybody. Good to see you all on this beautiful, fabulous Tuesday evening. I hope you all are well. I'm looking forward to getting your chat up here and seeing everybody. Normally I have it rolling, but for some reason I haven't. I've had it rolling, but I can't access it during that intro, but I'm working on that. I'll get that figured out. How's everybody doing? Good to see you all. Let me make sure that you can hear me well. Good to see you all. Hello, hello. Sound and looking good. Thank you, Cindy. Arizona in the house. Louisville, Alba. Annie Girl. Energy is high. Like, awesome. Awesome. Hi, everyone. Smoky Eye. Good to see you all, folks. We are, let me see. We are 787 in the theater. This is, again, the lowest count going back a year ago because we've been nuked off Facebook. 8 accounts total we've lost on Facebook, folks, without explanation. 8 accounts of the team. So, Nancy, hi, Dave. Feeling better? Nancy, I am. Yeah, I just got to keep breathing. I spend most of my day in bed, but I'm busy. Like my head is busy, and I'm on my computer, but my feet are up right now, and I'm kicking back, and so I just need to breathe through this, and I got my daughter taking care of me, so that's fantastic, and happy to be here with you all. So let's get into it. I want to keep the show fairly short tonight, and we got a lot of stuff to cover. Todd's going to be calling in here in a little bit, and also I have not reached out to you, but Barbara Ann, if you would like to call in via Messenger, I believe would be the move. Please do so. I'd love to go over one of your posts, but if not, that's fine as well. Thank you, my dear. Cheers. Yeah, thank you. So, so that is yeah. So feel free. I'd love to have you on. If not, I'm gonna cover your one of your posts tonight, and that you got from Frogman. And so we've got some good. I mean, folks, I hope you're feeling it, but we've got some really good things that are happening that we're being directed towards. And so I'm going to be bringing up some of that for you now, as soon as my keyboard decides to wake up. And there we go. All right. So let's see. Please share this out. It's going to be short. It's going to be to the point. It's going to be key. And let me entertain you. Okay. Great. Okay. All right. So guys, if you need to find me, also I want to show you this real quick. Let me take you here. If you need to find the show, theindoctrination.com, go to live and go to, you can see that we are live. Indoctrination.com, go to live and go to, you can see that we are live. Okay, so you see that. So you can always find us live on theindoctrination.com. Obviously, if you go into shop, you can get some great gear. This one has the red, white, and blue, but I don't have that one. This is a prototype, one of the early ones, but please check out. Also, you can see an older Truthcast. The gray hoodies are in. Amazing Life for All Dream Builder coaching that begins not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. We got the hats in. For those of you who haven't seen the hats, please check that out. Fantastic. And yeah, and we get the mugs and the V-necks are in. So please check it out, guys. Here's your mug. Cheers, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Please also support our market page. You'll find there. That's all Sned heads all the time, and some Healy, some Purium, some great stuff. La Vita Bella, some great soap. The silver water that I take every day from Jim and Jazz, and it's so good. So literally take it every day, and I would to fend off, like when we go on a flight and we have to do a mask, we put it in our mask, we do it in our mouth, our nose, our eyes, and ears after the flight, just to be safe. Yeah, I mean, we did this before CV. We did this when it was, when it was just you didn't want to catch, cold or the flu from somebody on the flight. As you guys know, my Facebook name is Paul Michaels now. Let me show you that real quick. This is me. I've changed the face to the wonderful portrait that Kevin sent me, and have not had a chance to get it up yet. But I had a lovely email from Kevin as well. Thank you, Kevin. There's the portrait he did and sent to me with a beautiful frame. Very cool. So thank you for that. And it's locking and loading. So you can reach out with a friend request there. I see Nate, you just sent me a friend request. Awesome. Good to see you, my friend. And I just accepted. So I need to go. Teresa Richardson, there you go. So I have to go down through, and I've only done it with about 500 of you so far. So I got to get back up to $5,000. Janice, just got you. All right, so just bear with me there if you're waiting on a friend request there. Pepe, gotcha. So some good stuff there. All right, folks. So let's get into some things. First off, let me take you to what's the number one thing right now that is probably going on. And it may be different than what you think, okay? But I want to go to this story, and this is very significant, okay? This is the Epoch Times. Beijing accelerating timeline for possible Taiwan invasion. Okay, now here's the key to this whole thing. Well, let me get into it a little bit, and then I'll talk about it. So this is an insider. This is kind of coming from this guy by the name of let me see. Let's see. What's his cat's name? We'll get to it in a second. The Chinese Communist regime is accelerating its plans to invade Taiwan, an expert warns. Okay, as Beijing ratchets up military maneuvers against the island. 20 Chinese military aircraft, including 4 nuclear-capable H-6K bombers, 10 J-16 fighter jets, 2 anti-submarine warfare aircraft, and airborne, and a KJ-500 airborne early warning and control aircraft entered Taiwan's air defense identification zone on March 26th. Now, this is according to Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense, okay? It was the largest incursion ever reported by the ministry. So this setup where their air defense system is set up adjacent to the island's territorial airspace, and it's an area where they have to identify themselves coming into this airspace. So the incursion was the most serious incident amid a significant increase in hostility by Beijing against Taiwan since 2020. Okay, Taiwan's president Tsai Ing-wen, reelected last January, has taken a hard line against threats posed by the CCP. while the island has deepened its cooperation with the U.S. Okay. Now, this is one of those places, okay, that could benefit greatly when we slowly but, aggressively stop doing business with Chinese Communist Party. Okay. The CCP, as we know, are literally harvesting organs from live humans in the concentration camps, primarily the Uyghurs and the Falungongs. Okay, primarily the Uyghurs. Okay, which is a Muslim community inside the People's Republic of China. Now, we need to pull back from doing business with the CCP. Meanwhile, you have companies that are doing business with them, like the NBA, Major League Baseball, okay, Coca-Cola, Delta. Some of these companies that are doing this social posturing, this woke culture posturing against, for example, getting the Major League Baseball out of Atlanta, okay, is going to cost Atlanta and its minority business holders and the majority of the population in Atlanta is Black America. Like there are, the community there is something like 58% Black population in Atlanta, and about 30% of the that are affected by the Major League Baseball All-Star game being pulled out of there thanks to Joe Biden, thanks to the woke culture, is going to cost them about $100 million. And it's going to primarily white Denver, with only an 8% Black American population. Woke culture, folks. Go woke, get broke. And that's exactly what's happening. And these companies that are posturing are doing business with the Chinese Communist Party, and the Chinese Communist Party is literally murdering, raping, torturing, harvesting organs from human beings right now. So you want to talk to me about woke? You want to talk to me about posturing, about this social posturing that these morons are doing? Okay? Talk to me about the business they're doing with the Chinese Communist Party. Now, as America awakens to this reality, which we have been doing over the past year, knowing that this was launched, this whole, cheers. Much love to you all. We know that this woke culture, okay, is costing people jobs, costing them their lives, their livelihood, and it's all tied in with this Chinese virus, okay, which is absolutely, absolutely launched in Wuhan across the world and tied with Fauci, the whole bit. But what's going on is this has been devastating to the world, and people are waking up and saying, you know what? It's bringing other things to light in China. We got to stop doing business with these people. One of the countries that would be poised to take over a lot of the manufacturing from China, Taiwan. Okay? Now, I think that China sees the writing on the wall. And if they can gobble up as much of the potential electronic and other manufacturing as possible, okay, then, and they've always had it out for Taiwan, okay, because, um, the ROC, okay, which is Taiwan's official name, um, from as per China, overthrew China's Qing Dynasty emperor in 1911. After the ROC retreated to Taiwan upon being defeated by the CCP during the Chinese Civil War, the CCP established a communist state called the People's Republic of China in 1949. While Taiwan gradually transitioned to democracy. To this day, the Chinese regime has refused to recognize Taiwan's sovereignty. About a year ago, I did a video on this, and I told you that that even that Delta back then, okay, I believe it was Delta, had said that had called, we have flights to Taiwan. China said, you're not going to call Taiwan a separate country. You must call it as a part of China. And so they had to backtrack that. And they, because of this whole, we're going to do whatever the Chinese Communist Party asks us to do. Why? Because it's money. It's huge, huge money. Okay. So, the so they refused to recognize Taiwan's sovereignty. Okay. So alongside the military actions, the regime has sharpened its rhetoric towards the island as well. Earlier this year, a Chinese defense spokesperson threatened war against Taiwan if it declared independence. Okay. March 31st, editor-in-chief of the hawkish state-run media Global Times wrote on his social media that he would like to order able-bodied men to go blow up bunkers in Taiwan in the event of war. Okay. An unnamed Chinese pilot who flew one of Chinese aircraft crossing into Taiwan on March 29th said, "This is all ours," after being asked to leave the airspace by the pilot of a Taiwanese interceptor aircraft, according to local media, which obtained a recording of the pilot's remark from Facebook page Southwest Airspace of TW. Okay. So this gentleman, okay, John Mills, former director of cybersecurity policy strategy and international affairs at the U.S. DoD, said Beijing's incursions are part of a series of dry runs in preparation for an invasion of Taiwan. Mills projects that these exercises could culminate in a large-scale dry run in the next 2 years. These dry runs are necessary, Mills said, given the complexity of amphibious landing operations, as well as the fact that the Chinese military has never conducted a forced landing on a hostile power in real-life situation before. Okay. This, by the way, could also be a build-up and a challenge to the U.S., especially given the weakness of Joe Biden and the fact that China owns him, that he's not going to be able to do anything. Okay. And this is when I believe if they do invade Taiwan or they do press Taiwan, this is a major military situation that I believe will then call into fact that he's not in charge. Biden's not in charge. Never has been, never will be. And that Trump and or the military will have to come forward to solve this issue. Okay. Lynn, thank you for the prayers. I appreciate you all. And thank you for that. So, if they haven't done it in 10 years, Mills said, I think Chinese leader Xi will probably have been removed from office. I think even 6 years is pushing it because the CCP wants to make this happen. Okay. So also, this was backed up by a U.S. Admiral John Aquilino, the nominee to replace Davidson as head of Indo-PACOM. That's the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command. At his confirmation hearing in March, declined to endorse Davidson's 6-year estimate of China going to war with Taiwan, but said the threat of a Chinese invasion is much closer to us than most think. Okay? This was also echoed by former National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, who in March said Xi believes he has a fleeting window of opportunity that's closing for attacking Taiwan. Okay? So think about this, folks. There's no way in my mind that the CCP does not know that Joe Biden, that they have Joe Biden in this position, and that he's not going to be in this position for long on the world stage, for example. Okay, and that if they don't attack Taiwan during a time when the white hats aren't ready to reveal the whole picture, then it will force Biden to take weak action and even further show his weakness. And that may be the thing, that may be the straw, if you will, that breaks the camel's back, that forces Trump back into position. Okay? This is just a thought on my reading this, on what comes up as I read this. Okay. This gets into, I haven't even read this yet, but Beijing's Taiwan ambitions stem primarily from its desire to acquire the island's semiconductor making capability. According to Mills, Taiwan is home to TSMC, the world's largest contract chip maker. And China is heavily dependent on foreign semiconductors, tiny chips that power everything from cell phones to missiles. According to Bloomberg, China imported $380 billion in chips in 2020, accounting for about 18% of all imports. Okay? And the regime is now struggling to secure foreign semiconductors following a series of sanctions slapped on Chinese companies by Trump. U.S. sanctions have crippled the smartphone business of Chinese tech giant Huawei, which, by the way, you remember Trump said no to their 5G towers, so Huawei didn't have that huge business, billions of dollars worth of business. And then Chinese chipmaker SMIC has also been put on a trade blacklist. Why? Because they're putting back doors into these things so that they can access, they can spy on us, they can listen to us. This is the agenda that President Trump was fully aware of. And put a stop to. Okay. So yeah, so this is a great article, an important article, and this is the 2-day talks in Anchorage, by the way, were marked by heated exchanges on March 18th, during which the top CCP diplomat Yang Jiechi lashed out at U.S. foreign and trade policies over what he said was the United States' struggling democracy and poor treatment of minorities. Poor treatment of minorities. And by poor treatment, they mean that we'll allow minorities to, become president, enter into huge positions of power, allow them to create incredible businesses, support them through colleges, as best we can, free education, free lunches, free things to help not just minorities, but others that are having difficulty financially. And so that's poor treatment of minorities. But this is the CCP, basically, who are literally murdering minorities that are saying that we're treating them poorly. Okay. and basically said that the U.S. is negotiating from a position of weakness. That is not true. China's economy was on the verge of collapsing before they came out with the Wuhan virus. Okay, so keep an eye on that, folks. I highly recommend that if you want to dig into that further and find out what other things that are happening. Very, very key. So a couple of things. Real quick thing here, which is this is Alcee Hastings. Died today at 84. Okay, he was a congressman from Florida. All right, pancreatic cancer. Now remember, we've talked about suicide weekend. We've talked about deaths. We've talked about resignations. Hastings. What's important to remember, God rest your soul, Mr. Hastings, and your family. Prayers for your family, and you undoubtedly did some good things in your lifetime. But what's important to understand is that there will be 5 vacancies in the House, and 4 of which were Democrat-held seats. So this is an opportunity, certainly, to Republicans will hold 212 seats compared to the Democrats' 218. Okay, this means Democrats can only lose 2 votes on their side and pass a bill without Republican help. By rule, the votes fail. Okay, so this is a big loss for Democrats. But what's important to understand is that the reason I question this is because when he has been impeached. Okay, and in that impeachment, okay. He had been impeached in the late 80s, 83 and 89. Okay, the trial and the impeachment, 83 and 89. Conspiracy to solicit, crimes charged, conspiracy to solicit and accept money in return for unlawful influence in the performance of lawful government functions and for corruptly impeding due administration of justice. Okay. That was the trial. The impeachment, 15 articles detailing charges of conspiracy to accept a bribe and for making false statements and falsifying evidence throughout the investigation and trial. 1 article for leaking confidential wiretap information, and 1 article for bringing disrepute to the federal courts. Okay? So this is the significance of this. And by the way, he was removed from federal bench. Okay. He was in the trial, he was deemed not guilty, but in the impeachment, he was guilty on 8 articles, which included conspiracy to obtain a bribe and committing perjury and falsifying documents during the investigation and trial. Removed from federal bench. This is the only instance in American history where a federal official was first tried by a criminal court and, after being acquitted, was then impeached by the U.S. Congress for the same crime. What makes it even more extraordinary is that the individual in question then went on to be elected to the very U.S. House of Representatives that had impeached him. Okay? Think about this, right? He was the first African American to be named to the federal bench in Florida. And so, yeah, so he got his hand caught in the cookie jar. Okay. And so then he was basically arranging for favorable sentences in return for payment. Okay. And then they tested this. The FBI had retired agent named Paul Rico posed as Frank Romano, one of 2 brothers who had been convicted of racketeering. Romano had been sentenced to 3 years in prison and $1.2 million of their assets had been seized. But the FBI agent posing as one of the brothers arranged with boarders who had never seen the Romanos to get the sentence reduced to probation and for $845,000 to be returned For this, Borders demanded $150,000, a generous portion of which he claimed would go to Hastings. Pay me, I'll let you off the hook. This is what's wrong with our current system. This is what's wrong with our current judiciary, okay, all the way to the top, which is why these people need to be cleaned out of the courts and the House and the Senate. Assange has said 90% of DC will fall. I can't remember. And then Q said over 70%. I think those are the correct numbers. Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys might remember that. And that's the deal with that. Okay. And then let's see. Let's see what else I got for you here. Oh, Sheila Smith, God bless you. Sorry about your aunt and about your friend who suffered some strokes. So please keep Sheila and her family in your prayers, guys and friends. And thank you for your prayers for what I'm going through too. I appreciate that. So let me see this. Hold on a second. Let me pull this up for you. So let me get you here. And let me also check in with the chat here. Sound is good. Sound is good. 98%. Thank you, Lynn. Yes, I thought that was wrong. Yeah. So Assange said 98%. Okay. 17, I believe. Yes, thank you, Corrine. Thank you. Good to see you. And Katie, you nailed it too. I knew you guys had this. Assange said 98%. Yep. Lori, thank you. Parisa, awesome. Yeah, you guys rock. For cat chat. Let's see. Tomorrow is supposed to be a boom. Excuse me. We're going to get into some of that, folks. Shanna Ray, almost 1,000 watching on YouTube and only 300 likes. Folks, I know some of you watch on your television. Please just on your phone or whatever, go to Dave Sned on YouTube and hit the like and the subscribe button. And also, please hit our backup channel. And we're going to have those ready because we'll have a third strike here shortly, I'm sure. And then that account will be nuked. Okay. Sonia, I am positive that this movie is long, but will be an awesome ending. Absolutely. Trump is our president. Where we go one, we go all. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, guys. A lot of good things happening right now. Okay. Let's see. How do you like on Twitch? I'm not even sure. Can anyone put that in the chat? How do you like on Twitch? Can you even do that? Yeah, Pat. Yeah, let's check our code. If you're new here, welcome. We do a process where we're up to, looks like almost 1,700 across 5 platforms. Just imagine coming in with a big winter coat into a warm theater. You're going to take off your coat, which has your just your biases, your preconceived notions about things, your indoctrination, your ego. That's all in your coat that you take off. You check it at the coat check. Bring your claim check ticket and your drink, your favorite person, your favorite you. Come on in to the theater. I am reclined for health reasons, and that's what's allowing me to continue on with these posts. So thank you for hanging with me tonight. Teresa Richardson, does Dave have a PayPal account? Yes, I do. I don't do commercials other than the one I just showed you, just showing you the website, theindoctrination.com. And then, of course, PayPal, davesnet at Gmail, Venmo at David Snedeker, Snedeker, Cash App, $ David Snedeker, and then, of course, the address. So just, I'll drop that from time to time. I don't have it set up to keep it up all the time. So, Michelle, love you too. Thank you. Yes, and Team Sned shirts. Get your gear, folks. We're compiling a list, or not a list, but all the pictures of you guys that are sending me. So please keep sending me pictures of you and your gear. And as you see the intro at the beginning, with your permission, if you send me these pictures, I'll put you up there, and it'll be cool. I'll make you famous. Come on in. Come on in. Come on with your bad selves with those awesome pictures of you guys. Okay, so what I wanted to take you to is this is let's talk about the Chauvin. Okay, this is the trial. Okay, that is happening. Hey, Barbara, do you want to call in? Happy to have you call in. If not, let me see. Happy to have you. If not, I'll just do what you're sending me. But one of the things, let me see if Barbara found it. Barbara, remember I was looking for the link. Maybe you sent it to me, but I'm looking for the link to the show where I had last week, where I had the I think it was last week where I showed you the shoes, the devil shoes, because I'll get there in a second. Hold on. Yeah, thank you, Lucinda. Let's get the likes up on YouTube, please, guys. That goes a long way towards getting on, getting the posts up there. Okay. Cynthia, thank you. Thanks for all your work too, all your great research. Frank, Dave sent you something about MK Ultra on Telegram. Really good information. Thank you, Frank. I'm going to be spending a little bit more time on Telegram, posting and so forth. Richard, I owe you a call. I'm going to have you do some stuff on there if you're still open for it. And also, I want to let you know that Twitter, at Dave Snedeker, you see my Twitter handle down here at the bottom. Please check that out as well, because now that I am off Facebook, I'm still on there, but just it's different, right? It's different, and so I've got to make sure that I'm taking care of business, and let me get this up here. Okay, I just wanted to share that for the person who was asking, and so Jamie, awesome, and thank you for your updates on some of the shows, folks. If you're watching a show, okay, and you have and you're taking notes on a show, and you think it's information that I should have, would you just take the notes, please? And hold on a second. Let me get. That's Barbara. Awesome. Hey, Barb, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for calling in on late notice here.
Oh, no problem.
I
I'm
was
just
just,
here.
what's that?
I said I'm just sitting here chilling out.
Awesome, awesome. Great to hear your voice. I was just letting everybody know that if you're watching a show on and you're taking, and if you could take notes and send it to me at davesnet@gmail and just put the name of the show and notes up. I'll give you an example. Um, give you an example. Like here's one. If Jamie, I'm sure you won't mind me sharing this, but Jamie sent me here, and this is the X-22 report. Right now, the only thing missing from this is the date of the show. That would be key. And then she just gives me all the breakdown of that show because I want to know what our peers are doing out there so that we can make sure that we're not missing anything. But also, if I pull something off X-22, as you guys already know, I credit them, right? So want to also get word out about other shows. I know there was something on Prepping 101 tonight I want to cover that they did, so I want to direct you guys to them as well. So, so Barb, how are you? And bring us up to speed on what you're just dying to talk about tonight.
I'm doing well. I don't know if I mean I've stayed pretty busy with my timeline. I mean, there's so much on there. I don't know if I could just pick one thing. Um, the
You
most
want to?
recent ones um, I just posted were about the Ever Given, how there's someone found a ship that's close by called Wonderland. I mean,
Wow,
you really can't make this up.
wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Um, so that was interesting.
Let me go to your timeline here. And this is, you got the Wheaties, you got the Wonderland. Here's the one here. Let me show you this. Whoa, I just found a container ship named YM Wonderland, as in Alice in Wonderland. Bezos, Ever Given, and Wonderland together. Alice could be another vessel, maybe a call sign. Um, the real Kim Shady, hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So what else have you found on that? Now tell us about Bezos. I saw that as well, please, about
Okay. I
his ship.
actually forgot to post a picture in that post, but I'm gonna just edit it really quick. Yeah, Bezos's ship is there, which is weird because it's actually going towards the Ever Given. And if you looked at my
Who
post,
had a who had a picture of that?
I actually have below. Hold on one second. I'm on the timeline. I just gotta look at it really quick. Um, I posted it on, where is it? I actually posted it in the comments of one of my links here, and I just have to find it.
Okay.
Um, but he was actually going towards the ship, and his coordinates actually equal 17. Like it means 17 in coordinates, which was kind of interesting.
Wow. Okay. And Alice, for everyone, also in here is Sue and Kevin both said that Alice is a tunnel boring machine.
Right.
Alice is the one that they used to create all the dumbs and the underground, you know, railroad of not a railroad isn't the right way to say it because it's a high speed, um, high. It's like a jet underneath the ground. Um, yeah.
I cannot confirm nor deny that I've seen one of those.
Oh, really? Wow.
Well, you know I was a, I don't know if you know this, but I was a contractor at Area 52 for a chemical weapons lab. So
Holy cow. All right. Mother of six,
yeah, that was
chemical weapons contractor, Area 51.
no, Area 52. It's out of Dugway, Utah, which is Dugway Proving Grounds.
Okay. All right.
Ditto. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, interesting. So have ever seen, can you confirm or deny, have you ever seen what it dug?
Um, I have not seen what it dug, but I was there and I talked to. There was a lot of special forces, the Black Hawk guys that would fly in and out, and I would talk to them every now and then. And actually, they're the ones that told me about the tunnels underneath Utah and Nevada and uh, the areas surrounding Utah. And they also told me about the high-speed train, the one that's the magnetic one.
Okay. All right.
So and
Um,
that was back in 2013. So, I mean, I've
interesting.
known about a lot of this stuff for a while.
Yeah, it's been going on for a bit, and it's certainly very eye-opening once you start digging into all this, and you ask yourself basically, well, why do they have this? Why are they keeping it from us? And
Well, yeah, because a lot of the contractors would talk about, the mountain being hollow, um, and stuff like that, the tunnels. So it wasn't just the Black Hawk guys; it was a lot of the contractors as well. Because when you're in a space like that, see, the military is very compartmentalized. So what you know about isn't necessarily like known to the rest of the military, and so that's how DoD works and the military works. Like everyone is working on their own individual stuff, so it's like you're in your own little box.
yeah,
So
it's very uh, compartmentalized.
yeah, so you might know what's going on in your box, but that doesn't mean everyone else knows what's going
Right.
on in your box.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Um, so if you're looking on if you're looking at this from a standpoint of everything that's happening over there in the canal, right?
mhm.
By the way, did you do the post on the Nike ship?
Yes.
Okay, why am I not seeing that?
Um, you got to scroll down a little bit. So, it says that, so going off Bezos really quick, because I just
Yeah,
found it. The Flying Fox apparently has no destination. It says destination not available. ETA, it's going 10.6 kilometers, which equals 17. Um, it's actually headed towards the Suez Canal at 9.2 kn. So another thing that I found
nuts.
interesting too, yeah, and that's the other thing I found interesting too was there's a unknown submarine in the central red.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry about that.
So it says, given the size, it's probably either an Egyptian Type 209 1400 or an Israeli Dolphin class. So someone put in the comments, submarine, hunt for red October, rig for red.
Yeah,
Um, and then someone also said, you know how the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower's out there.
yeah.
Wrapping up this thread with a great photo of the Swamp Foxes of Helicopter Maritime Strike Squadron HSM 74 preparing to land aboard the mighty um, IKE 4/4. And then they circled a number on the side of the boat, and it looks like 69, but I'm not too sure.
The Flying Fox, which is Bezos
Yeah, which is
private.
base. Let me see if I can find the other post you're looking for, because you actually commented on it.
Yeah. Now, which was I see this picture of what looks to be the Ever Given, and then there's a military ship. and then next stop to the Red Sea, USS Dwight D. Eisenhower carrier strike group transits Suez Canal, the first U.S. warships to pass through since it
Right.
reopened on March 29th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, USS Eisenhower. Okay, here's my comm for that. This is killing me. I've got to get a. Okay. The military-industrial complex speech. This is. I think it's about 2 minutes. I'm going to play this for everybody, and I just want you to listen to it. Now, the reason I brought this up is that, again, the first warship to be allowed through since March 29th was USS Eisenhower, and all eyes are on the Suez Canal. Look at this, January 17th, 1961. Okay? January 17, okay, 1961, again, 17. President Eisenhower's farewell address to the nation. Now, at this point, no one really gave a shit about Eisenhower anymore. Because, why? Because JFK was coming in, and everyone was excited about him. So listen to this speech. It's only two minutes, 30 seconds long. I'm going to take. I'll be fine. I'll just stay here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. We now stand 10 years past the midpoint of a century that has witnessed 4 major wars among great nations.
The sound went.
Until the latest of our world conflicts, the United States had no armaments industry. American makers of plowshares could, with time and as required, make swords as well. But we can no longer risk emergency improvisation of national defense. We have been compelled to create a permanent armaments industry of vast proportions. Added to this, 3.5 million men and women are directly engaged in the defense establishment. Now, this conjunction of an immense military establishment and a large arms industry is new in the American experience. The total influence, economic, political, even spiritual, is felt in every city, every state house, every office of the federal government. We recognize the imperative need for this development, yet we must not fail to comprehend its grave implications. Our toil, resources, and livelihood are all involved. So is the very structure of our society. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
I want to play that last thing one more time.
Can compel the proper measure endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
the key there was the end, right? Like a well-educated citizenry. And that is what 17 has given us. And that is what is so vital in looking at all of this, is that the information is now in our hands, Barb, not in the hands of the mainstream media.
Oh, yes, I agree.
And that's why 17 is not a psyop, because 17 has given us so much information that you can't help but awaken to the reality of this planet and who is in control of this planet. And one of the things that somebody said is that this whole Suez situation is that Evergreen is the fourth largest container transport company in the world. So we need to be looking at all of these companies and who is doing their tracking of their containers and their products. Is it Maxwell's husband? Is it, Ron Burkle's company out of California? So find out who they're doing business with for tracking this information, because the tracking of the information is where you're going to find the facts of the situation. And they might be calling them something, just like the FBI has the list of pedo terms. They have a list of, maybe it's Nike, which is what I said last week, because the day that everybody was looking to the Suez Canal, Barb, that's when NASX came out with the Satan shoes.
Right.
And then I looked up the Satan shoes and then found the Jesus shoes, and mentioned, maybe we should be looking at a Nike container.
Yes.
And then didn't you find the ship that is?
Yeah, I sent you the link. It's I think not the bottom one, but I think 2 up.
Is it the key, not the key one?
No, hold on one second. Let me just go to it.
And you're sending it in chat?
I sent it in chat. It's the one that says new traffic in the Suez. It's the second link up. It says traffic in the Suez Canal has been halted for a brief period today after another ship, the Rumford, was stricken with engine trouble. And then it says just an oil tanker, the Minerva Nike, briefly runs aground in the Suez Canal, causing further delays. The second incident today. Minerva, the goddess of strategic warfare, and Nike, the goddess of victory.
Yeah. Yep. And so there's your Nike. Possibly what's going on there, right? Because they're giving us plenty of clues, aren't they, Barb?
Yeah. And then if you look at the post that I did, the closest one to the bottom, they're asking, Frogman did this. He said, what is the key? And then what is the key used for? And there's a bunch of questions. And in the chat at the bottom, I put Myanmar was the test.
Interesting. Myanmar was the test. What is the key? What is the key used for? Now, you're basically going to the post, was it 157? Yeah. Okay. Let me.
See, he did the decode all the way down to public government response, and then I put Myanmar was the test, because he asked in here. Hold on one second. Let me just read it. Possible test to understand public government response.
Yep. Okay.
And I put Myanmar was the test, because if you know what's going on in Myanmar, it's basically what we want to happen here is going on there right now.
Yep. Exactly. And that's the dry run, if you will, right? That's to watch, to gauge, not just, by the way, the public's reaction in Myanmar, but the public reaction around the world.
Exactly.
Because they need to gauge how this is going to be accepted and how it's going to go down. And just like the black hats that have conditioned us for reality, or the reality they're creating, they've conditioned us through predictive programming. This is what's happening now. The white hats are using predictive programming by having these activities happen in other countries, so that we can better, the prime minister of Italy being arrested, some of these top people in Hollywood being arrested, top people in politics being arrested, corporations, and so they're trickling this in to get the population ready for what's about to go down.
Here. Right.
Yeah. So let's start off with 76%. Okay, this was Daniel Scavino, woke Major League Baseball, moving our All-Star game from 51% black Atlanta to 76% white Denver. Critics note the game's relocation is expected to deliver a severe economic blow to Atlanta, where nearly 30% of businesses are black owned. 76% plus 51% plus 30% equals 157. Drop 157. What is a key? What is a key used for? What is a guard? What is a guard used for? Who unlocked the door of all doors? What is pre-planned? Do you believe in coincidences? What is information? Who controls the release of information? Who has all the information? Who disseminates information? What is the MSM? Who controls the MSM? Mainstream media. Who really controls them? Why are we made to believe they are only credible news source? Asks again, who controls them? And that really gets into the MSM. Now, this is pointing the 157, okay, is pointing to this ship. Okay.
Right.
Now, tell me about this ship. Is that the Ever Given?
Yes, it's being escorted.
Okay. Is there a 157 call number or anything with the Ever Given? Why the 157 being pointed to the Ever Given? This is interesting. What is a keystone? Go ahead.
Well, the keystone, the keystone is what they're referring to. But I was going to also point out MLB mirrored is BLM.
All well done.
And it's also Moloch, Lucifer, Baal.
Yes. Yep. And Baal, Lucifer, Moloch. Yep.
Right. And so it's a mock, like a mocking of that. They have to put it in face type of thing.
Barb, think mirror is obviously 17 has said that. So the fact that you flip that, the fact that Todd's always flipping numbers, that we're always looking at ways that we can, flip stuff and make sense of it. I got to thinking about the think mirror, and what I've said multiple times to you all is that this revolution starts with us, each one of us. And think mirror, think what needs to change. You and I need to change. Like, we need to look in the mirror and say, we were a part of this. We are buying products off evergreen ships. We are buying products from the Bezoses, the China. We are funding our own demise. And that if we're just looking to put a few people in Gitmo, or put a few people, string them up for their crimes against humanity, and think that the world's going to be, a much better place, I think we're mistaken. we've got to really check ourselves and shift from within. And so that just came to me with just, think mirror, think about, look at yourself. We are making this happen. We are the revolution, each one of us. And it begins with, cleaning our own house, cleaning our own business, taking care of our own selves. So that just came to mind. I wanted to share that because you did the mirror.
Yeah, I have the other post for you too. Hold on one second.
Awesome.
And I don't remember how they got the 157, but there's the other one.
The 157 is the adding up Scavino's numbers.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And then and it's so key because the MSM is the only thing keeping people in their slumber, right? And then the possible test to understand public government response. Mm-hmm. That's when Barb said Myanmar.
And the other thing that was interesting on that one post was the Minerva Nike was built 17 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
So I 17 in that.
Again, if you're a critic watching this and you're saying, well, another decode or another 17 reference or, folks, if there was just one reference or two references or three references in each thing we look at, maybe it's a mistake. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe it's this or that. But when it's over and over and over again, I mean, Eisenhower first ship, I take you to Eisenhower's, final farewell speech on the military industrial complex, which, by the way, that was just a snippet. That was just highlights of that speech. I highly recommend you go find that, find even the breakdown of that. And you will find that, he's talking about the very thing, the very cabal that he was warning us about that have now taken over. So I don't think it's a mistake. I don't think it's just a coincidence that it's USS Eisenhower. Yeah. So the one you just sent me, Barb, is and of course I am completely locked up here. What's that? What's that, Barb? Can you hear me okay?
The one that's, what is it, Keystone? Because it goes off of all of this.
Oh, no.
The one I sent you is, what is it, Keystone? It goes off of all of this. Yeah. Can you hear me?
I'm having, you're all jumbled.
Can you hear me?
I can now. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so this is the last one you sent me. What is a keystone?
All right, let me call right back.
Okay, I think you sound good now, though.
Okay.
I think you're good now. Is that the Ever Given and two other cargo ships? Evergreen Cargo, HRC equals Evergreen, Obamagate, 100 times greater than Watergate. Watch the water. The link. Oh, by the way, speaking of U.S. Navy, folks, we've got earlier today, the U.S. Navy can confirm there was an active shooter incident at Fort Detrick, Maryland, involving U.S. Navy sailors. The shooter, a Navy hospital corpsman, is deceased. We will continue to update with additional details as the situation evolves. Snedheads, if you would check that out, find out, who that is. Let's find out what's going on. Most likely another false flag. But so you bring up this link, the U.S. Navy status of next stop, the Red Sea. U.S. Dwight D. Eisenhower Carrier Strike Group transits Suez Canal, the first U.S. warships to pass through since it reopened. This is the aircraft carrier here. Okay. And by the way, carrier strike group, significant. Okay. This is, and these are the pictures. Welcome to Egypt. Okay. This is the ship cruising through there. All right. Great. So on this post, let me get to that again. So this is interesting. The Storm Rider says Evergreen in the Suez broke the backs of insurance companies in 16 nations, waiting on quarter trillions of delivery, food, etc. ADRENO sickness in EU. 12-day withdrawals, Bad Batch, Drino released in U.S. multiple elite sick, nukes bound, Romania captured ops, Evergreen. I want to say something about somebody like that's getting older, like this gentleman, Hastings. Folks, if you're faced with death, you know, some of these people are faced with aging, faced with death. They have no problems drinking this Adreno. No problems whatsoever. Most of them have no problems just doing it for a high or doing it because it makes them feel younger and look younger, right? So this could, you know, this could be a bad batch, right? And people start dropping. The Evergreen Line Tunnel 33, West Coast Canada, Cali, Mexico, 2-year offs. Most underground labs contained 70% controlled, ongoing bombs, tectonic weapons, earthquakes, fire, smoke, direct energy weapons, major battle, summer of 2020, Blackwater, deep state, fires. It's all connected. Kazarian, HRC, and Drino.
And then she posted a map below with the Alice tunnels. Tunnel.
Yeah, let me pull that up. And let me make that bigger.
Someone in the comments said, I think it was Tina, I'm going to pronounce it, Casanello. She said, wow, 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 Hollywood elites on Twitter. I'll be darned if they have this.
Hey, Barb, would you mind calling back in, please? You broke up again.
Yep.
Thank you. Evergreen Line launches Alice in the tunnel boring machine. Yes, this is the Evergreen Line. There we go. All right, let's try that.
Hey, is that better?
Much better. Thank you.
Okay, so I was saying that Tina Casanello, she in the comments, she put, wow, wow, wow. I follow a few Hollywood elites on Twitter. I'll be darned if they haven't tweeted that they've been sick.
Really? Tina, would you mind dropping which Hollywood elites you've been following? That's very interesting. So tunneling for Vancouver's Evergreen Line complete, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's Alice.
And that's Alice is doing the boring. And very interesting. Okay. And the Evergreen Line, is that the one that... Go ahead.
And then you've got the Wonderland ship in the Suez Canal.
Yes. Yeah, this is wild, folks. We got to keep our eyes on the Suez, folks. And this is this is Alice, the Evergreen Line tunnel. Alice will make it a boring job. Who is she? She's 85 meters long, but with her trailing gear that provides the conveyor belt system, she expands to 2 kilometers. Okay. Her head is 10 meters wide and she weighs 109 tons. She came to us in bits and pieces and she likes to eat dirt. She's Alice, the Evergreen Line tunnel boring machine, and she is working on the 2-kilometer tunnel between Port Moody and Coquitlam as part of the Evergreen Line Rapid Transit Project. Okay. This is what they do tell us about. Okay. But
Right.
most of it they don't. Okay. Um, yeah. So this is a big deal, and all this is coming to a head here. Um, and what else came? Do you have any other thoughts on that?
No, not off. I mean, there was a video that I posted where you see a lot of the traffic in the Suez stop, and you see the Ever Given, and then you see something come into. Sorry, I didn't mean to play that. You see something come down, and I think that's the Eisenhower coming to the Ever Given. But it's funny how everything in the Suez Canal stops. Um, I don't know if it says
Um,
booms will keep raining down. Pay close attention. And I do not own the rights to this video or music.
oh yeah, I'll go to that in a second. I just wanted to show people. Um, this is
Oh yeah.
where the Ever Given was. This is the Flying Fox, and this is the Wonderland, which is backed up because of the backup of the Suez Canal. So the YM Wonderland, and let's get in a little closer on this. And let me take you there. And Wonderland is Yang Ming, I believe, out of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. It's going from Turkey to Saudi Arabia. Okay.
Hmm.
My guess is that it's a Chinese. What is that flag? Is that the red and the white? I don't know that flag.
Is that Korean?
It could be. Anybody know that flag? Folks, don't guess. Just let us know if you know it, because that would tell us where it's from. But yeah, so that's the YM Wonderland. That's the flag right there. And let me show you a close up of it. And yeah, I don't know that flag. So, but let me get to your. This is the video. Oh, I want to get to that too. This is a traffic. I'm not going to do the music, but this is showing the traffic, the backing up. When the other ship got locked up.
Yeah, but did you see that ship come towards the Ever Given?
Hold on. Now you're talking about
That blue dot.
the blue dot is the Ever Given?
No, the red dot was. The blue dot came towards it on the opposite direction from.
Yeah. Let me do it again here. Okay, so the red dot, if you look at your screen, the red dot up at the top is the Ever Given.
And is that the Rumford that came towards it?
I can't tell, but the Minerva Nike is right here,
Right.
right to the right of the Froggy there, upper right. And then there's something right behind that. So that one got stuck briefly, it looked like. And is that Saturna? It almost looks like Satan 7 or Sakana. I don't know what that is. It's hard to see. But it's yeah. Another ship, the Rumford, was stricken with engine trouble. Okay. Hard to tell from this, but But the most important thing is, folks, we got to keep our eyes on this neck of the woods here. And yeah. And then I just wanted to go to this the 1007 Bunker Forest Blue plus April showers, right? This is from Davis Gilmer, and all these banners went blue. President Trump 45 archived, Joe Biden went blue, Mike Pence archived went blue.
Yeah.
Huma Abedin went blue. Yeah.
There's a couple that are red. There were some that were gray, some that were green.
Mr. Poole. Is that Tim Poole? Who is that?
Mr. Poole is the guy that everyone's following. He's been dropping a whole bunch of really good stuff. And if you mirror his name, Loop. And if you look in the drops and you look at the Loop drops, that's pretty interesting as well.
Okay, I'll have to come back to that. Chuck Grassley is blue. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm seeing that Murdoch's yacht is following Bezos right now.
Murdoch's yacht is following Bezos. Really? Okay. Watch the water, folks. By the way, this is what we were at last night with the Dan Scavino with the Happy Easter. We did, this breakdown, and we were at April showers last night. So we were here last night. Okay. And the U.S. Navy is very active in these comms. Okay. Based on this, let me just pull this up real quick. And then I want to go to Todd, unless you have something else.
Well, back to the April showers. I don't know if you saw that breakdown that I posted. I didn't do it. Someone else did it, but it was there's a lot of information in there.
Was that the drop of yours last night? That was it Ghost Ezra or Frogman last night?
See, I was dropping the change in colors, but let me just send this to you because this lady broke down this. It's crazy how much information she broke it down. I mean, when you say decode, this lady decoded the crap out of this.
Awesome.
thing.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
So we went to this last night, and this was really significant. And also this U.S. Navy from the Red Sea, the CVN 69 conducts Easter services in the ship's hangar bay. That was 10:07 a.m., which took us to 1007 plus, and then of course we had this from Scavino. So this is all linked together. This is very very good stuff here. I'm sorry, folks. I wanted to show you that. Damn it. This was where I was at, and I went in tight on this. Hold on a second. I pulled this up, and I went in tight here. And I thought you were with me. My apologies. And this is it. 10:07 a.m. from the Red Sea. By the way, the CVN last night that we saw was 113.11.3, right? Which was one of the markers. So this was April 3rd, 2018. So not only did it take you to this link, 10:07, but also is one day off April 4th, April 3rd. Okay, so it was a 3-year delta. All right.
Yeah, I sent you the breakdown, and it also has these crosses.
Okay, awesome. April showers. This is the cross. Okay, so this is the blue. So there are 35 of these, Barb, of the pool, all the links. The blue, watch California, the quiet takedown of the red rat lines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1,000 firearms in California might not only be related to the Gettys, but for sale of China-owned Port of Long Beach, Nexium, Fast and Furious, Mexican cartels, Chinese Freemasons, Antifa, deep state operations, and human trafficking. On Wednesday, there was a raid in Holmby Hills, California, not far from me, mansion where 1,000 plus guns were seized. The same mansion was owned by Cynthia Beck, the mistress of Gordon Getty. This revelation brought up many questions as to the purpose for the hoard of firearms. During our research, we came across some interesting connections, which we will explain further, but let's begin with the mansion and the Gettys. Getty's mistress and the weapons cache. In '99, it became public knowledge that Gordon Getty had a secret second family with Cynthia Beck. Their children, then aged 8, 10, and 14, went to court to claim their birthright and legally changed their last name to Getty. His wife, Ann, had been aware for 2 years about the other family. Getty put out an official statement following the news scandal. Nicolette, Kendall, and Alexandra are my children. Their mother is Cynthia Beck, and I love them very much. There are no pictures or much information on Cynthia Beck other than the fact that she owns about 20 properties in Los Angeles, which she bought during her relationship with Getty. She owns a $9 million rundown Malibu mansion with neighbors like Steve Jobs' widow Lorraine Powell, LA Rams owner Stan Kroenke, and Walmart heiress Ann Walton. Holmby Hills, where the seizure took place, is perhaps best known as the home of the Playboy Mansion. It is also home to Michael Jackson's estate as well as Jay-Z, Beyonce. Her most expensive home is a 3-acre estate in Beverly Hills, which, like her Malibu home, has been left in deterioration and is now surrounded by barbed wire fence. Very interesting that you have that kind of money and letting it be dilapidated.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to the raid, the LA Times made the connection. Gerard Sands was taken into custody on suspicion of unlawful transportation and of giving, lending, or selling an assault weapon. The Bel Air mansion was described by authorities as a hoarder's paradise with guns strewn throughout the house. Court records show the property is owned by Cynthia Beck, who has 3 daughters with J. Paul Getty's son, Gordon Getty. Beck bought the property in January 2001, but it remains unclear what, if any, connection she has to Wednesday's events. Beck could not be reached for comment. Public records show they both own several pieces of property in Los Angeles and an office building in San Francisco. Go ahead, Barb.
Did you actually see are you going to go over the actual breakdown in the writing?
Yes. I should I go back to that?
I would, because it goes over all the pictures.
Okay.
And it breaks down.
I tell you what, will you go down now? When you're talking about the writing, are you talking about the writing next to the pictures?
All that right there.
Or all that? Okay.
Yes.
Would you mind reading that? And I'll go to the. Do you have it up on your end?
Yeah.
And I'll go to the post while you're reading it. How about that?
Okay.
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 Let me pull up your let me pull that up on another screen here.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm gonna let my dog in or else she's gonna
bark. Okay. All right, so this is called April Showers from Davis Gilmer. Okay. 22 hours ago it was posted, and I'm going to bring this down here. And let me see here. Okay. There's April Showers, and here is some of the breakdown of these. There we go. Let me see if I can do this. Make this a little smaller. Okay. You can see many significant accounts when it rains, it pours. April 5th. Many significant accounts, such as Joe Biden, Trump, Pence, Huma, Poole, Grassley, changed their cover photos to blue. More signals to April showers, which was this, right? This post.
Mm-hmm.
You want to start with originally the post?
Okay, yeah. So it says, originally this post seemingly referred to weapons raid in Los Angeles, California. There are many connections to Obama's Fast and Furious program. The raid occurred at a house in Chinatown. When searching for the address of the Chinatown raid, we found 728 North Bunker Hill Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90012-1604 is connected to Cynthia Beck. If we look at the street view, we see a blue house, Bunker Hill, with the cross street of Alpine. Coincidence? Bunker Hill, Alpine, Forest,
Wow.
Blue House. According to the LA Times, it is the
Hold on. Could you? Here's the thing. This house was found on Bunker Hill.
Right.
Going back to 1007, you got Bunker, Forest, Blue. Go ahead.
Right. According to the LA Times, it is the busiest address of Gerard Sanches, the suspect arrested during the raid, which he owns with Cynthia Beck. What is Sanchez doing with a business address at a house in Chinatown? The property was owned by Cynthia Beck, who was a mistress of Gordon Getty, one of the controlling elite families that run California. The Getty family has extremely deep ties to Gavin Newsom and the Pelosi family as well. These three families, according to 17, run California from the shadows. Think double meaning. So here we go. Triple cross is the House of Saud. Double cross is the Rothschilds. Single cross is Soros. The House of Saud was taken down years ago in the early years of his presidency. News just broke that Jordanian Prince Hamza was placed under house arrest for planning a coup. He had stated that he would not comply. Mohammed bin Salman, the current crown prince of Saudi Arabia, installed by Trump, had been photographed with him, and accounts indicate that he had supported a change of leadership in Jordan. Why does Saudi Arabia no longer have a king? Why is Solomon only a crown prince? Why did Trump take the role of the king in Saudi Arabia's Dance of Swords, which was used to herald new kings? In mid-March, Myanmar seized one of George Soros' bank accounts. Now a civil war is being predicted, and their military is being painted as barbaric by the MSM. Soros has a long history of funding guerrilla warfare after all. Trump nationalized the Rothschild-owned Federal Reserve and stuck them with the debt. The key to understanding the Ukraine-Russia situation lies in understanding who owns the Ukraine. The Rothschild family. They owned them through loans, interest, banking. Yeah. Ukraine was facing imminent default as early as 2015. Then in 2017, Ukraine chose a Rothschild debt advisor in hopes of getting a swap. The Russian government resigned Putin in stepping down. He is relinquishing much of the power of office of the Russian presidency to its parliament. Trump cleaned Russia out, strings cut. Putin no longer controlled the KGB, CIA, or MI6, sorry. Remember, once CIA, always CIA. Once KGB, always KGB.
Yep.
An ex-KGB agent, Sergei, I'm going to butcher these names, Skripal, provided the false info for Christopher Steele, who was ex-MI6 UK and working for the FBI CIA to create his bogus dossier, which led to the FISA court abuse and Russian collusion investigation. So why pursue the Ukraine? Nat Rothschild, heir to become the next Baron Rothschild, happens to have a lot of his money tied up in the Ukraine private equity firms. Now consider Burisma and the fact that so many of our own politicians had money tied up in various Ukrainian firms, and that the IMF was involved as well. Think raids, Bunker, Blue, strongholds on Ukraine, Jordan, Myanmar, Saud, Rothschild, Soros, the United States Corporation, all falling down, April showers. When it rains, it pours, Godspeed, Patriots.
Wow.
That's a hell of a breakdown.
That's amazing. That is some beautiful work. And this is Davis Gilmer.
Yeah, yep.
And awesome.
And I remember
Great
who
work,
sent that
Davis.
to me. I can't remember who sent it to me, but I will credit them as soon as I can figure out. I have so many people messaging me. It's hard to keep up with my
Yep.
notifications and my mail. It's crazy. I feel like you, Dave.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Right. Welcome to the club. Well, in that particular situation, I would just ask folks when you and tell me, please add on to this, Barb, however you want. But if you're sending Barb something, do your homework on it first.
Right.
Okay. Just like when you send me, when you send Todd, Cindy, Christy, anybody that you send on the team um, information, you do your homework on it first and put in a description, whatever you send. First of all, if it's a video from, 6 months, 8 months ago, say that. Okay. And then also your description of what's happening in the video or what's happening in the article and your take on it. Because this is about you engaging in this process of seeking your own information.
Well, another thing too is I have people posting things in the comments, and let me just tell you, when your comments, when you go to your notifications and you try to scroll down and it jumps to 1 minute every 5 seconds because so many people are commenting that you can't get to like the 4 hour mark or the 2 hour mark of your
Yeah.
notifications,
Right.
things get lost. So
Yeah.
I'll see something, I'll see a comment, and then I'll try to find it again, and I can't find it because my notifications are moving so fast.
Well, the other problem, the other problem with that too is that's a great point, and also, excuse me, um, a lot of times we get things more than once from more than one
Mm,
person, and so it's hard to remember exactly who sent what or where you got it first and that kind of thing. So we got to be
right,
kind of patient with each other on giving credit. We try to give credit where credit is due. But the fact of the matter is there's very little unique research being done. That's what we're going after. We're looking
right.
for the unique research that's being done, or we ourselves are doing the unique research. Like, I don't know anybody else that said, "Hey guys, look out! Friday is a satanic, ritual sacrifice. Look for something happening," and then it happens, right? Um, so hold on. Hello. Oh yes. Okay. Thank you. All righty. I'll remind them. Thanks. All right. That's Christy tugging on the leash here.
Yeah, you need
The
to rest.
thank you, Teresa Richardson, for your donation. Um, so, Barb, I wanted to pull up this Miriam, and I may not be able to do it. That had the video of the raid. I
Okay.
think it was. I wanted to say Miriam Hernandez. What was it? And how did I miss her? This is Miriam Hernandez. Yeah, I had that right. Okay. And let's find this if she has the raid. And I'm not seeing it. Guys, if you can find the Miriam Hernandez in the raid, please do. And check that out and drop it to me. Maybe we'll cover that another night. I did want to remember I do have an early morning tomorrow because I'm going to be on Kirsten W's show tomorrow morning at 6:30. And so please check that out. We're going to be on her YouTube channel, which will be posted. I think Christy's posted it, and also her Facebook channel. And if you don't know, if you're not connected with her on Facebook, please do so. And she does come across some good intel, and she is tapped in, and she's become a friend. And so I ask you to please support somebody who is in this fight with us, doing some incredible work. So this is the Holmby Hills raid. I don't have that. It's Merriam TV News, but this is the location. A lot of connections here. Jordan detained a prince. The government's determined to squash political dissent. House arrest. See, these are top people, folks. This is coming out. Jordan's queen claims her son plotted coup with foreign powers. Okay. Half brother of Jordan's king Abdullah II. Okay. His internet and phone had been cut off. Okay. So this is some stuff's going down. So check this out. Barb, thank you. Any parting words or any thing you wanted to share?
Not anything too important other than the post that I just said that tomorrow is supposed to be a big day. Something about tomorrow.
Yeah, what was your take on that? And what were they talking about specifically? Do you know?
Yeah, hold on. Oh, my dog has puppies, and then she just got in there with all the puppies. Sorry. So we had a post by Jason Miller, and I don't want to keep you too much longer, but it says, busy morning coming up Wednesday for President Trump and the MAGA movement. Be sure to eat your Wheaties tomorrow. And so I did a Gematria on Wheaties, and I got dropped 90 and 140. Sorry, I meant 540. And I have to change that on my post. But it says, are you following the news today? What a big news day. These people are really stupid. This will be the end of the D Party. This will be the path forward with public outrage to all many so-called untouchables. You, the people, have the power. Down she goes. And then the next one was 90, which says, okay, we just need 17 to come back and confirm. And it confirmed classified HRC. And I know we have a lot of HRC references with, the Ever Given and everything else. So that was kind of tied into that. And then this other guy, somehow he found, he looked up the word Wednesday, and he got dropped 958, which says the FBI opened a case on 17 today regarding boom statements. And now the Texas bombings coordinated to NCOMs here. Predictable. They are scared. They will fail. We know the details. Wednesday. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Now this was so it was 540, 958, and what other one?
540, 90.
90.
And,
that's the one.
Yeah, and the other one was 958. Yeah.
Okay, so I have all three of them up on the screen. Confirm classified HRC, a lot of comms. We just need Q to come back and confirm now. Down she goes. You, the people, have the power. Okay. This will be the end of the Democrat Party. And then the FBI opened a case on Q today regarding boom statements and now the Texas bombings. Coordinated to NCOMs here, predictable. They are scared, 4 a.m. That's in reference to the 4 a.m. talking points given out to mainstream media. They will fail. We know the details. Wednesday. Barb, tell us again how we got here from the Wheaties Gematria.
Okay, so I typed in Wheaties and Gematria, and I got drops 90 and 548.
Okay.
And then a guy in the chat where I found this in Telegram, he found 958 by typing Wednesday into the drops.
Yeah, Jason Miller, busy morning coming up Wednesday for President Trump and the MAGA movement. Be sure to eat your Wheaties tomorrow.
Right.
And then it follows this. Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Yeah.
So that's a good end note.
What's that?
So that's a good end note.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well done. Well done. Good stuff. Folks, Barb Heron, you can find her on Facebook. Again, if you're dropping her information, please be specific about it. This is, I'm showing you Anderson Cooper, the whole 17 nonsense on HBO.
Right.
Just nonsense. Thank you, Barb. Much love to you, and we'll connect soon.
All right. Much love and
great work. Great
Bye,
work, Patriot.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Todd, Cindy, call in briefly, please, and we'll get out of here quickly. But I just wanted to connect with you. Sorry we're going a little bit late here tonight, guys. I know you're not worried about it, and I'm doing okay. I'm feeling pretty good. And by the way, guys, we're going to do giveaways for some gear, for some Snedhead gear. So be on the lookout for that. I might cover that Thursday or Friday. Compliments of Beth Hill. So thank you, Beth, for that offer. And we're going to put that out there to you so you folks can get some gear. Let's see. I wonder if Todd and Cindy aren't going to call in because I've been a bad boy and went over my time limit. There they are. Okay. All right. Here is Ada Lightsned calling, folks. Ada Lightsned on the horn. Hello, Ada.
Hi. How are you, Paul?
I'm doing well. I am.
You're in the doghouse, is what you're in.
I know. I was thinking you guys might not even call in. So sorry about that.
We were discussing it. We were doing heads or tails on whether or not we should call in.
Well, we can keep it brief, but I wanted to connect with you all, and also thank you. Todd was the one that said, hey, if Barb's got some great stuff, get her on. And
yep.
he was right, boy. That was some great stuff.
Yeah, she had some great stuff. Absolutely. Great stuff, Barb.
Yep.
Awesome.
Had a feeling.
Yep. Good call, buddy. And
hey, I don't know if you saw the chat or not, but Jason Wagner, I saw something in the chat about he had a little visit from a 3-letter agency.
Really?
Ending in I and starting with F. Inquiring about the 6th of January.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I read that. I don't think that was my concussion doing tricks on my brain. But anyway,
wow.
Paul, you might want to check out Jason sometime and compare notes.
Jason, send me, hit me up on Paul Michael's chat, please, and we'll connect. That's very interesting. I'm waiting for my knock on the door. I'm feeling a little left out, to be honest with you.
Well, you are now Paul, so I mean, you do have
right.
a new ID now.
Right. David who?
Hey, here's Tesla.
David who? All right.
Exactly. Well, Ada's signing off, and I'm handing it over to Tesla.
Well, thank you, hon. Good to hear you.
Love you, Snedheads, and please keep it short.
I will.
Oh, this is going to be very short. I'm not going to keep Paul up any later than he has to be.
Appreciate that.
I'm just going to draw a little bit of attention to a couple things here, and this is going to be real quick. Everybody knows how we do our decodes on Pompeo timestamps.
Yes.
He tweeted all day today. I would suggest going through all of them, look at them at face value, and just timestamp them out. They're pretty good. No bombshells, nothing that Well, there's pretty good ones, but
right.
nothing to it's the same thing over and over. It's telling us we're in the right place, we're doing the right things, we're on the right track, and remember this day. It talks about before POTUS the 44. It refers to 44, which is before POTUS departs on Friday.
Oh,
They'll be sending
yes.
an important
Yeah.
message via Twitter. God bless. It goes to 107, 43. Guys, I'm not going to go into these, but you know how we do it. It's real simple. Convert to Eastern Standard Time and use military time. Check them out. They're really good. You'll know what I mean. I also wanted to bring attention to
By
a
the way,
couple of
Todd,
things.
while you're on that subject, real quick, I just wanted to bring up 44 as a reminder to everybody because I was taken to 44 as well, based on a 44-second speech by President Trump last year on Easter about Easter,
Mm-hmm.
and it was 44 seconds. That took me today to 44. Before POTUS departs on Friday, he will be sending an important message via Twitter. God bless. And then you had two things off Pompeo that took you to 44, yeah?
Oh, I went about 15 levels deep, and 10 of the 15
Wow.
levels had 44 in the timestamp itself. So
Wow.
44 refers to either post 44 or BO.
Barack
And
Obama. Yeah.
either way it's good because
Yeah.
I was led to uranium one, and all of the how did North Korea get uranium to do their nukes? How did Iran get theirs to do their nukes? How did Russia get 25% of ours? It all started there through uranium one.
Yep.
But it's all linked together, and it's in a nice little bow. But I also, when you were talking about the mirror, Dave, all I get is these songs. I don't know why these songs are staying in my head, but Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson, if you listen to the words of that song, you look at the lyrics to that song, that refers to today. When you were talking about Alice, Jefferson Airplane did a song called White Rabbit. Look at the lyrics of that.
Okay.
I also was referred to Hey 19, the number 19, because President Trump will be the 19th president under our old Constitution. The Doobie Brothers, and then I always that rocked the Casbah with the castle. That's the Flash song. If you look at all of those lyrics, it's amazing because I think this was all predicted a long time ago, and I think this plan is working.
Wow. Hey, Todd, why don't we see what happens tomorrow and see maybe we do a quick hour tomorrow together, you and I, maybe hour and a half, where we bring up some of this stuff, but let's see what happens tomorrow and be in touch through that. And if that works for you, maybe we do this, what you had prepared for tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some good things, and Coke and Nike, the Gematria is on that, and then I've been putting values of number values to letter value to letters, and letters to numbers, working it back and forth.
Yeah.
I've been playing with that a lot, and that comes up with some very interesting things too. So yeah,
cool.
I mean, it's pretty cool stuff. It's all pretty fun stuff, and but it just. Dave, we were talking about this same stuff 6 months ago. We're just waiting for waiting for the event.
Yeah.
We're standing at the ready, but I mean, we just get confirmations all the time. I mean, it's just like confirmation. And you can see it through Barbara's posts and Barbara's work. She did great tonight. I was so happy I had her do it because what's happening in the canal, that's all white hats.
It's amazing, dude. It's amazing. And I'll tell you, if you're not looking at the 17 drops, you got a lot of bad news in front of you.
My God.
But if you allow that news and those communications to take you back into the 5,000 drops, it really does, say, wow, what's really going on here? And the other thing that just came to mind, by the way, is how you were saying how POTUS, before he departs on Friday, he will be sending an important message via Twitter. You were saying, hey, well, Biden's the president, so keep an eye out there. But what came to mind
That's who I'm watching.
Is 44. Maybe it's coming from Barack Obama. Because let's face it, he's pulling any strings that Biden has.
Yeah, and there was a post that talked about him actually staying visible, and he's been, commenting and stuff, and he hasn't been very active, but he's been, every once in a while he pops his ugly face out.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's just, I'm telling you, I just feel like we get, confirmations every day. It's every day through 17. We don't need any more new drops because the news unlocks the map. When do you need a plumber? When you're clogged up in the canal. I mean, it's they just they relate so well. But
when you're got a clog.
I just wanted to keep it short, and we'll hit this stuff tomorrow or the next day, whenever.
Cool. Thank you, man.
I just feel like everybody just needs to just kind of relax and go along for the ride, because really it's informing people and waking people up is still our job, and we'll continue to do it. But we feel like we've been, I've been excited for 6 months about this stuff, if not longer, and it's gonna happen. It's just when.
Exactly. And even if you just go into, the drops and pull up the delta, you've got a 3-year delta to 2018 tomorrow, and it has a picture of patriots marching, and it says, Patriots stand together, strength, power, they want you divided. It's in it more MSM stuff. And so even just going back into some of these, and I'm going to 2020. Just 2018 is the only one that has the delta of tomorrow. So
2018 seems to be the hot year.
Yeah.
There's more info in 2018, it seems, than any other one, but they do pop in 19 and 20.
Well, thank you, brother. Thanks and I hope you're feeling better. Todd's been having some issues as well, guys.
Yeah, I've been having some bad issues, but I'm great now. So,
Good.
Don't worry about me, folks.
Awesome.
I'm going to be happy as a pig in squalor here soon.
Okay. All right. I love you, man. Thanks for hopping on tonight and bringing your vibe, which is fantastic.
Yep. Miss you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds
love
good,
you, Schneidhead.
Love you too.
See you,
pal. Bye. All right, guys. We're gonna wrap this up again tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Christy, please drop the links to Kirsten W in the links. And you guys can find her here. Also, we're going to be on her Facebook page. So let's end tonight with a quick prayer, and thank you guys for being here. There's almost 1,900 of you in the theater tonight. Much love to you all. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us together this evening. Thank you for all of the patriots who are doing incredible things to bring awareness and justice to this planet, to hold those who have done crimes against humanity accountable. Thank you for your strength and your compassion through yourself, the Holy Spirit, and Lord Jesus Christ, to strengthen us in this spiritual war that we're in against this satanic cabal, which is more evident every single day. Please watch over all of the patriots, all the warriors. Please help all those who are going through difficult times right now, health, financial, otherwise, and please let them know that they are not alone, that they have the love of you, they have the love of their fellow man to support them and get them through this. And thy will be done In your name, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen. Thank you, folks. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your donations. Please check out theindoctrination.com. And that's going to be changing over. Rob's working on that. We're going to have some great stuff on there for you. We already do, but we're going to have some great stuff continuing. Much love to you. See you maybe tomorrow morning on Kirsten's show, and possibly something tomorrow night, depending on what happens tomorrow. We'll let you know. Love you much. Bye-bye.